buddy. You know I got to get over. Good morning, everyone. Peace to the nation. Y'all know what nation it is. I hope this morning finds you all well. I'm headed in from my assignment. You know, I call my employment, you know, my personal plantation, formerly known as Candyland. Just checking in on my YouTube, man. You know, shuffling my way to monetization again. You know, so the first time I made it, they had to make up a rule in order to prevent me from getting. But yeah, man, what's going on? Whole lot of stuff going on in the world I mentioned. But I had something to talk about when I came. What should it be? Oh yeah. I mean, but nah, that's not. We could talk about the fall. You know, the fall, because really in my mind, it seemed like around this time last year, it was some fall, and it had the same kind of characteristics. People talking about how it leaves a residue on your car, how it causes respiratory problems, how it's not necessarily like the regular fall that people might be used to. I myself, I grew up in McDowell County, Kimball, West Virginia, McDowell County, better known as the Patch, aka the Patch, also known as the Patch. And it was West Virginia's the mountain state. So in the mountain state, you know, you wake up in the morning, so on some like certain mornings, and it's like fall. It's plenty of fall. One characteristic about fall, it has like a moisture type of feel to it. In some cases, at least from what I remember, because I haven't really seen it, because I don't really be out here outside of this, so I got somewhere to go or something to do. But from what I remember from this other fall, it was more like it hung kind of like sort of like smoke or gas or something. And some of the things we're hearing about this fall is that, like I said, it messes with your respiratory system. People are saying they're having headaches and sore throats and, you know, just like, I guess, the congestion, period. So you tie that in also to the drones, the mysterious drones, and I really don't understand. It's like, okay, if the people, a large amount of people from different cities and states and things of that nature are complaining or speaking out about a problem. Like, for example, a large amount of infusion of migrants from places unknown, undocumented, illegal for the most part. It's like we put forth these queries, you know, and a lot of people are saying Donald Trump, he gonna ruin the nation, is that the third, but it seems like a lot of ruining of the nation has occurred under this current president. You know, they tell them, you know, what's up with the drone? Y'all ain't got no identification where these drones coming from. Where are these migrants going? Are you considering about the fact that allegedly and supposedly a lot of these migrants, that they said that these migrants were released from prisons and aren't allowed back in their country, you know? So why is it that we have to make concessions for others from other lands? But I mean, I don't want to get off, because I get out going to that shit and I really get to talk about. It's confusing. It's like, well, you know, you would kind of figure that you want to find out things. You want to know things about what's going on in your area, your environment. So it's like, okay, but you're not getting answers. Why? If you have this, first it's the drone. Now the drone's okay. UFOs, who is a confusion about where they come from. As long as they're not blowing up shit, then okay, the drones is just there. The drones is a mystery to the government and everybody else, except for the people flying the drones. But when you get to the point where you have like something that's considered maybe more than likely a biological hazard, you don't know. People who saying they get sick from this fog, they don't know what the long-term effects of this fog might be. I heard there's a content creator by the name of Meechie X. Very, very I like her, Meechie X. But she had made the point about something known as it's some type of dust. I don't want to say space dust or something, but it's like a dust or whatever. And this dust is supposed to have characteristics of AI particles, where it's able to track people, analyze certain things and like that. And it's like, okay, you have that. And you think about also that for a little while there was a whole damn balloon from China that flew all the way across the country. So who's to say what the data that this balloon was picking up that wasn't stored, because China does a lot of hacking. China just recently hacked some information about I don't know where they got it from, the phone company or something like that. China recently hacked some information. So it's like, okay, they take this information and all over stuff. I ain't even tripping about Popo, fam. I'm a long by them days we had to worry about Popo long past, and plus I'm in a legalized state, so I could have a pound of weed in this bitch open. And they ain't gonna fuck with me, my nigga. Shit, that used to be my worst thing. Of course, we can't smoke and ride, but hey, it's all to the good. But like I say, man, these are things that we should be concerned about. And okay, a whole lot of stuff that was going on. Like the money that was going to Ukraine, the money that was going to Netanyahu and his people. Just it seemed as if that the focus was not so much on America. It was on I don't know. One could argue on being on the optimistic side, saying it was for the good, showing the goodwill of America. What do they call that? I can't think of what it is. It's like something when a leader is more concerned about the well-being, or gives more concessions to other countries and resource to other countries, then he's more focused than on the resources and well-being of the people in this country. So it's like, okay, 2025, it's 2025 now. A whole lot of people scared, Project 2025. Man, I really didn't pay much attention to that shit, because first of all, number one, I identify as nigga. I'm a proud nigga. I'm a descendant of those people who were once enslaved in this country and referred to as niggas. It wasn't a word that the white boy created. It's an ancient word. Not to go too far up into what those definitions is, but what I'm saying is that, and I said it before. I probably said it in my last video. We at the bottom of the nigga folks in America have been at the bottom of the barrel. Even though if you take away the history of the nigga from America, America ain't shit. America wouldn't be nowhere near as desirable as it is for those people that don't have any papers to sneak over here in the name of, they just want a better life for themselves. It's been generations of people over here wanting a better life for themselves, but they ain't gave, the consensus ain't gave enough about our people. And it's our taxes that's paying for these other people. Y'all too poor to pay tax. Shit. I pay sales tax. I pay state tax. There's some city taxes I gotta pay. Federal income tax. Man, I said sales tax, and all kind of other little fees that you pay for, like licenses and paperwork and stuff like that go to the city. And meanwhile, this money that you coming out your check that's taken away from money that you can have in your household is either going into a politician's pocket, or make it so bad that this is supposed to be a black city because we got black mayors and shit. Some of them motherfuckers be the worst ones stealing. And I'm not being facetious when I say that, but we weigh as Americans on around 40% of our, man, come on, man. And I live in Cook County, Illinois, Chicago. We got an 11% sales tax on food, and I don't know for certain, but we got 11% tax on, just regular shit. Then you got add on the sin taxes, like if you buy a pack of cigarettes or you buy some liquor. And I said weed legal up here, but in a lot of cases, I'd rather fuck around and buy weed from the plug, because the way they tax the weed up here in the name, okay, this tax is supposed to go to this is the third. But once again, like I said, the taxes come in to the we supposed to be proud to pay taxes. Everybody pay their fair share. Man, that bullshit they talk about. Everybody, we supposed to be so good American citizens to pay our taxes. But meanwhile, here, what's the purpose of this shit if the money ain't going to the constructive benefit and development of us? But yeah, man, I ain't got too much to say. I just want to come on. Kamala would have been better. Kamala would have been. I can understand how the mainstream media and perhaps certain people might have convinced you that Kamala, but research. I mean, not just research her while she been in the Senate or whatever the fuck. Research her and all the way back from the beginning, all the way back when she was getting when Willie Brown was buying her cars and giving her jobs, and her ass didn't come to work for jobs she was unqualified to have, high-paying jobs. And then you think about it, just think about this. This never really came up. There was some priests, Catholic priests, that were I don't know whether they're found guilty, they're being suspected of molesting children, doing some sex crime or something like that. She did something. Some kind of way there was something. But yeah, shit. Just think about the past 4 years we've been in. Kamala been here the past 4 years we've been in. Kamala signed the inflation shit. They call it the American Recovery Act. The American Recovery Act boosted inflation. And by boosting inflation, and then you also have to consider the fact that America was playing a proxy war for Ukraine, being the proxy for Ukraine to fight when they was going against the Russians. So that's more tax money, and then also in turn there's also more immigrants, because a lot of people don't pay attention to this, but there was a whole lot of Ukrainian immigrants that came in here too. Good point. Unfortunately, Trump has a horrible track record. As Trump, man, I don't know, pal. I remember something called the First Step Act, where people talk about Biden, how Biden was supposed to blue no matter who. Biden was instrumental in writing the Omnibus Crime Bill of 1994, where before that, when Reagan was in office, the cocaine crack disparity. Master Biden was participating in the formation of that law. But not only that, it came with the 3 strike shit and the crime bill shit. So basically what I'm saying, when the First Step Act was freeing, it was Trump, when he signed the First Step Act, it was freeing some of the people that got caught up in the 94 crime bill act that Joe Biden wrote. Freeing niggas. Not the pardon. It wasn't in the pardons. It was in legislation, constructive legislation, to free niggas, free Black African American people who was caught up in, the prison the pipeline of prison by way of drug trafficking, in which, of course, the good old CIA, they got it cracking, no pun intended. So, I mean, I didn't vote for either party, and that's for me to say, my hands is clean. I'm still gonna have to pay taxes. I'm still going to have to deal with my local politicians before I deal with them people. Now, my local politicians, I was cool with everything that was on the ballot. And I knew that since I live in a Democratic bastion, more than likely it's going to be the Democrats that's going to have it all again. So it didn't really matter. I don't think you saw it, but there was a video and it showed him coming up to a Black family saying if he could buy them, but it got deleted. There's also a video where he said he told the Black Americans, y'all really had a rough deal in terms of, being the American history. So there's also videos where there's also audio and video of kind Master Biden say, well, if you don't vote for me, then you're not black. And, if you don't do something to help us get back in office, then those Republicans are going to have you back in chains. Man, them people ain't worth a goddamn. I'm not defending Republicans, but the reason I go so hard at Democrats, because for 60 motherfucking years, there's something called benign neglect. Benign neglect is what's called when these particular political parties and politicians, they come to you at voting time and they need your help. You're so important at that time. But when they get their offices, they get in the office and get into power, what they do is they begin to forget all those promises. Well, they ain't making promises no more. They got the African American, black, and Negro folks so intertwined and enamored with their party and the promises and their so-called moral and ethics and the high. We go low, we go high, lie, shit like that. We so in there with that shit, they ain't even gotta promise us nothing no more. I told people this election, y'all calling Kamala, but what has Kamala promised you? What have you went to Kamala and demanded for her to do for the African American black folks? They were clowning people. Oh, y'all want to get Trump back in for that little punk ass $1,200. Once again, I didn't vote for Trump. I think Trump is a better choice than what was there before, but I didn't vote for Trump. And I also got more than $1,200 during the pandemic. I mean, aside from the fact that we were dodging something that turned out to be kind of like halfway a deception, a deception by way of the pandemic. Because first they didn't tell us that, they kept on trying to tell us it came from a pangolin in a bat when it really just came from a goddamn lab in China. It was the China virus, like Trump said. It was a China motherfucking virus. So really, it's like, how do I say this? They'll tell you the villain, that they'll be in the house with you and they'll tell you that the villain is surrounding the house. Meanwhile, the villain is the one whispering in your ear, talking about they're here to help you protect y'all. But they'll kick your ass out in front of the front line before anybody. Because at the end of the day, out of 60 years of black Americans majorly supporting the Democratic Party, in these course of 60 years, now I live in a Democratic bastion. I live in a city, a county, a state where Democrats run this motherfucker. Chicago, man. I live in Chicago, where it's plenty of niggas and now plenty of immigrants, Venezuelan, whatever kind of immigrants you may be willing to name. Black people have not constructively benefited or grown or excelled or exceeded. Now you can say something, but then you got to compare, because everybody excelled and evolved in some way. But I'm talking about from the slave fields to the marginalized people the most marginalized people in this country. We ain't moved past that, but we all, when it comes to, you better vote the Democrats, treat you like a slave, treat you like they gonna the Republicans and this, that, and the third, and then it's like. People were it's now the social media they got to the shit. It's people that was breaking up with their long-term friends, falling out with family over them people. Them people wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire. clean. Now that bill that they had, Elon Musk, I mean, hell, hey man, Elon Musk is just a multi-billionaire that you can see that has asserted some semblance of power in this country. The hidden hand is whom you do not see. That's who you should be worried about. The hidden hand is who you cannot see. At least you can say that you see Elon Musk, and Elon Musk must proclaim and show and prove what he's doing to some degree, because he's out in the public and you can say his name. But it's some people that as smart as Elon, as much technology as that Elon has, Elon still got to look up to them people. And we talking about the blue bloods of America, the ones that landed on Plymouth Rock, not us, because you know, of course, the quote, the most revered Malcolm X, Plymouth Rock landed on us. But I don't know, man. I think I saw. What do you think about the President Musk, Elon Musk? Hey man, shoot man, if that motherfucker, if he part of getting these motherfucking migrants out the country and making things a little bit more less depressing than they've been these past, I ain't never been intimidated and felt sad when I gotta go to the grocery store and come out the grocery store with one little grocery bag, and then spend $35. Man, I can't get me because I'm vote. I always vote for me. I'm gonna vote for me and my kind before anybody else. I don't play that team ball, that politics shit, because it ain't done nothing for us. I just said 60 years of benign neglect. If you don't know what benign neglect means, look up benign neglect and look at the history of Black Americans in the Democratic Party and see how well that ties together. Why does he need money? Can't he ask for it from the Supreme Court? He wants to import skilled labor to suppress wages. Same. Man, come on, man. Now he wants to. Do you realize that all these migrants that they brought into this country, even before then, and they talking about the jobs that Americans don't want to do, is because they ain't got to pay them motherfuckers shit to do the job. I remember when I was growing up, niggas had the fruit truck. They used to go around. That's when they still had paper food stamps. Niggas had the vegetable trucks. Niggas would have the meat trucks because they were tied into other Black farmers, and they'll be able to go pick up their shit and drive around the little neighborhood selling out the back of the truck. And then you had the Black landscapers. You had the Black construction workers. Any place you see a Mexican or somebody of that caliber that's doing some job right now, once upon a time, it was the niggas, but then the niggas fell hell shit. And I guess it got to a point when they infused the genocidal substance known as crack cocaine into America, and it's kind of like destroyed the what was ever left of the nuclear Black family. But I ain't on nothing, man. I appreciate y'all for participating. I might be on the wrong page, but I won't lose jobs and people lose homes and stuff. Shoot, man, do you realize that the biggest loss of Black American wealth in modern day times happened under Barack Hussein Obama during the housing crash, where he chose to bail out the banks as opposed to helping bail out those Black Americans who had the American dream of owning a home and having assets? Because it coincided the same time there was all these layoffs and things of that nature. But what he came out and said, and they correct me if I'm wrong, because Obama threw slick shots, and we was just so in love with the nigga, we ain't pay no attention. He just said these people were buying houses that they couldn't afford. Man, if they telling you Obama, they telling you that the niggas getting hurt by it, and you up here telling America that them niggas just got houses they couldn't afford. Take them niggas' houses, put them in the goddamn street. Y'all can't get me with that shit. Can't nobody get me with this politics shit. No, I know too much. I'm an informed voter. I researched this shit. I don't fall in love when you can't put Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and Beyonce giving a 4-minute speech on stage and impress me with that shit. It don't move me. I got to put it in my palm. Put it in my motherfucking. Show me where it's gonna benefit me. I don't need to feel good. Hell, shit. I feel great when I got the money and I can keep more of my money. The folks with the money take a gamble. Get saved. Us folks take a gamble and lose. We sink. Now that's 100. That's 100, my guy. That's 100. That's 100. And it seems like a lot of times they'll put a game out there, and they'll present it as a game that us good old nigga folks can win. Meanwhile, it was a trap all along. You were set up to fail. Like, and that goes right back to the point I just made about the house. They came out with the deal. Everybody could buy a house. And people was hating W at that time. W had got a little peel off of that one, I imagine. Because I remember I was a painter. I went from being an apprentice, and this is like in I think maybe my late 30s, early 40s. I learned a whole new trade. I was working for myself, if not working for my guy, contracting underneath my guy who taught me how to paint. Making probably most money I'd have made, individually, ever. And then the housing crash came, and then of course, once I speak about those good old migrant folks, it's not that I hate these people. It's just that there are things that occurred that seemed unfair to me. It's like, well, shoot, if you got somebody that's going, if you looking at a job, okay, you paint. I might charge like, just say, a regular size room, $200 for 2 coats in prep. If you can get a gang of Mexicans to come through and do that shit for $100, cause you got like 3 or 4 of them that take a while a piece and get done, and I guess 25% of the time, but it might be sloppy. I mean, I can't be mad at the people who took the better deal. So when the housing crash came, so did my aspirations and endeavors to be a I was a professional painter already, but to be an entrepreneur in the name of painting. So yeah, I gotta go now. But yeah, showing up, man. I sure appreciate coming through, Freddie, boss man. Peace out there, Andrew. I appreciate you coming through. I guess I hope that RN mean real nigga. They could be registered nurse too, but ain't that? That RN should be real nigga. It's gonna mean real nigga to me because I appreciate you coming through fucking with a nigga. But yeah, y'all have a great day, man. I just came on here talking about that shit, man. Y'all be careful with that fog shit. And keep your head on swivel, cause they got the trendy alcohol gang and the Serenos. I think that's the name. Was that the Mexican gang that was here before? And they fight for territory. The niggas gangs don't stand a chance when them motherfuckers get together, because they create a different kind of crime. Them motherfuckers they're a little bit more hungrier for the crime. Them niggas it's just, they say fuck a store, we gonna crash into the storefront and just take shit out the motherfucker. Grab it, tie the truck to the ATM machine. We gonna drag that bitch. Never mind. I got to go, man. Nigga Nation and nothing. Peace and love. I'll holler at y'all next go round.